So 3, 2, 1.
Hey lovelies, Biabora Media is getting very creatively today, very artistic. I have the pleasure of speaking to Nina and Harry at Open to Revive. Hi guys.
Hi.
So I understand you've only been open for about a week or so.
Yeah.
So what does your gallery entail?
So we're running a space which is half our artist working studios and half a gallery. At the moment we have our own resident exhibition on, which will be running for the next few weeks, and then we'll be rotating that with guest artists and collectives and any type of creative exhibition of work.
Excellent, brilliant. And Harry, why would you want to start an art gallery in Deptford?
It's a good question. Because for many reasons, we both kind of based around here. We did our studies at Goldsmiths, and we've really found that there is a large, massive creative community in Deptford.
Absolutely.
And as artists starting at, I would say, the beginning of our careers and stuff, it's quite hard to get into the world or find it accessible. So the fact that we as starters ourselves have this space and have the control over this space, I think it's a really good opportunity that we can kind of spread that and give it to everyone else.
Brilliant.
And all progress together at the same time.
Totally. And then Nina, what kind of art do you draw? Do you paint?
Yeah, so I'm at the moment mostly a painter. I've always been a painter. It's always something I've come back to. I've explored different mediums. I did a bit of textile when I was finishing my degree. But yeah, mostly drawing, painting, translating visual imagery. Yeah.
And how would you describe your art? How would you describe the kind of painting you do? Is it modern?
I like painting very domestic scenes, kind of still lives in a way. It's quite figurative, but almost like an alternative way of perceiving domestic imagery.
Interesting. And yourself, Harry, does yours differ to how Nina?
Yeah. So our exhibitions are separated by these two walls. So I kind of work predominantly in varying forms of print. My process kind of starts with photography. So I take a camera with me everywhere. I'm always taking pictures, and then I use various printing methods such as screen print, cyanotype, kind of like the mechanics of photography, and using all of the processes with each other and then creating something with it. It's kind of like the process first for me.
Oh, brilliant. Do you solely exhibit your work in the gallery, or do you send them out to other galleries to exhibit them?
We would also be involved in other exhibitions outside of here for sure. If it's because we know so many people within the creative scene locally and further into London. Harry, you've got another show coming up.
Yeah,
soon.
all is joy. So
Yeah.
production room next week.
Excellent.
Good.
So yeah, we've got loads of links in other little places. So there's definitely ways that we can collaborate with other people across the city.
Brilliant. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
I said earlier, more like domestic things. I like ordinary objects and shapes and colour. Mostly inspired by colour, which has been a big focus of a lot of my studies.
Do you find any artists that influence you at all?
Who influences me?
I think for me, as a painter, go back to a lot of classic painters. My mum was a big influence on me. She loved Cézanne and more impressionist painters, and then I kind of went from that, and I love Matisse and paints kind of in a similar vein to him, so that's a lot of what I studied.
Excellent. So how do you feel the gallery fits in with the cultural field of Deptford? Because I know Deptford is very cultural, but how do you draw the people into the gallery? How do you market yourself, shall I say?
A lot of our business comes from people just walking down. There's a lot of flow into the cultural hub of Deptford, the market. It's so exciting, there's so much going on there. is an increasing awareness of Deptford.
Oh,
I feel.
brilliant. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean that was important. And the exciting thing was that it was a shop front on the high street instead. Like, so it's very much available to people passing by, and then we are just trying to get in touch with other galleries that are based around here and hopefully reach out to people that can come. Like, we're always open to people who have suggestions of events. Maybe it's not necessarily precisely an art exhibition, but something within the arts. Like, we are in the midst of working out programs and programming in creative, so it's very much like, I think we at this rate would consider most things.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I know with art, there's a lot of funding involved. Do you ever, how do you deal with that? Do you apply for funding, or how do you apply?
yeah, with funding, it's definitely something we're still learning how to do. We're both new to running a gallery, so
Yeah.
I mean, we've both worked in galleries. You've worked in a more
But actually owning your own gallery.
Owning your own gallery is totally
gosh,
different.
game, yeah, totally.
So we're still figuring out arts council funding, local council funding, all of that is still the things we're looking into. But yeah, something's definitely like on the radar.
Yeah, we're trying to like supplement to make it a bit in a way that lots of other business do, is like diversify your space and ways of generating income. We don't necessarily want to be bought out by big corporate sponsorships, so we'd rather, if we can throw things like someone wants to do a pop-up gig and we can do some tickets, and it's like giving a platform to someone who's starting their like creative career, and then it's generating a diversified income for us and for that artist without us needing to go to someone that has like more of a commercial interest in like commodifying the space. So like kind of in ways in which I guess we can all group together to kind of create that income for us to keep the space open, because then we kind of want it to like, the more everyone can get it running, the more it will be available for people to keep it going and to bring.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's totally amazing what you're doing as well. Do you have workshops for young people where they can come and learn the craft, or?
Yeah,
Amazing.
we'll be running art club workshops. We still haven't completely figured out when that's going to work into our calendar and everything. It's definitely in the works. It's something we want to do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely speaking to you guys, and I think your gallery is absolutely amazing. The photos, and how long typically does it take to finish an artwork?
Well, it depends on many factors. For me, it's probably a big one. If I was doing it back to back, it'd probably be about a week if I was really focused. But art is influenced by so many things that I could get completely distracted by something else for 2 months and not finish something.
It's
So
a bit like
like-
a writer sometimes having a writer's block,
Exactly.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
When
I don't know about
inspiration strikes, really, I suppose.
Yeah, and it depends on like many things, like when did you first get the idea or something. Like this piece I put together technically in one evening, but
Beautiful.
it's all from, if you broke down from all of the different elements and when I made them and when I put them together, it goes back to like 6 months. But to some people it might have just said like I just threw it together. But it's not, it's like, it's a very, I don't think it's always an ongoing process of like,
Yeah.
there is a lot of account for hours that go into it.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you so much, guys.
It's great talking.
Thank
you.
So there you go, everyone. Everyone in Deptford locally, please pop into Opening 25 and check out the artwork by Harry and Nina. It's been great talking to you guys. Biabora Media, peace out. Check out my YouTube channel at Biabora Media.